Our main ingredient is going to be plain table salt. Now, in the past, I have used Epsom salt and I've used sea salt. The Epsom salt and the sea salt, they both worked really well. Now, the Epsom salt gave me a after odor. It wasn't bad, and not everybody could pick up on it, but I could. So then that's when I switched over to the sea salt. Now, the sea salt worked well, but it seemed to really kind of clump up with the fragrance oil and everything. So then I switched over to plain salt. Been really happy with the plain salt ever since. It disperses the fragrance just as well as the other two, and it doesn't seem to clump up as much. Now, the salt plays kind of a double role in this recipe. Not only does it hold the fragrance and disperses it throughout the laundry, but it also helps to soften your water. So if you have hard water like me, well, this will definitely help. And when the water's a little bit softer, the soap can work a little bit better. Our next ingredient here is going to be our baking soda. Just a plain Jane baking soda. Nothing special. I think this cost me like 50 cents at the store. The baking soda is really used, its primary purpose is to keep the salt from clumping up with the fragrance oil and keep it free flowing. It works very, very well for that. Baking soda will also help take out bad odors, and if you have kids, especially boys. I don't know what my son gets into, but boy, can he make his laundry smell icky. The other thing that baking soda does is it also helps soften the water. There again, if you have hard water, it'll definitely help. So then my third ingredient and final ingredient, that's it, just 3 ingredients in this recipe, is my fragrance oil. Now, you can use an essential oil, but what I have found in the past with essential oils is that they don't last throughout the drying process. Not so much on a clothesline. You know, you still get a little bit of that smell, but the drying process really does take out a lot of the smell. Essential oils are very, very expensive, so I can think of other uses for my essential oils. This recipe is just 3 ingredients: your salt, your baking soda, and your fragrance oil. As far as the fragrance oil, you want to make sure that you get a fragrance oil that is body approved. If it is not meant to be used on your body, you do not want it in your laundry scent booster. The only other thing that you would want would be a measuring spoon, gloves, and the gloves are going to come in very, very handy when you're mixing all of this together and rubbing the scent into the salt. You don't want to rub that fragrance oil all into your hands. And you'll also need a scale. All right, so we've got our salt, just our plain table salt, already in our pot. And this is 4 pounds of salt. To that, I'm going to add in 1 pound of baking soda. Just regular baking soda, nothing special. You can definitely get aluminum-free, but I just get the stuff from the grocery store. And so what I'm going to do now is just mix it all together, making sure there's no clumps. And this is the reason why I use the gloves, is because I don't want this onto my bare hands once we add the scent in. So just get it mixed in really, really nicely. And as soon as you feel that there's no clumps in here, then you can add in your scent. Next, I'm going to add in my fragrance oil. You can use any fragrance oil you want. You just want to make sure that it's skin safe. If it's not skin safe, don't use it. So for this amount of fragrance crystals, we're going to use about 4 tablespoons. So you're going to incorporate the tablespoons one at a time. Reason for the gloves is we want to bring in and just mix it together. Mix it together. And you want to make sure it's really, really well incorporated. You don't want any big spots of fragrance oil in here. And this smells really good. It's a sea salt and ocean breeze. It's very clean smelling. You can definitely use any fragrance you want, as long as it's skin safe. So when you have it all, it's starting to look like sand. We have it all incorporated. We'll add our next tablespoon in. I'm going to go ahead and continue mixing, and then I'll bring you back once we're all completely done. Done mixing. I've mixed in all 4 tablespoons of my fragrance oil. It looks kind of like wet sand, so it's nice consistency. It looks like wet sand. Now, as it sits, I let it sit open air in a container on my shelf for a couple of days. Let it dry out a little bit. So here's my the stuff that I'm replacing. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like after it's been sitting. So it's a bit drier, but it still kind of looks like wet sand. And you can see it free flows really, really nicely. Well, I hope you guys like the video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up down below. And I hope you like it. I hope you try it. Thanks for watching.